Good morning, you degenerates. What's going on, guys? So, we're going to talk about Bitcoin this morning. I got as high as $98,444, sitting at $97,100 right now, up 2.2%. Quick look across the broader market, guys, looking pretty good. Projects like Miria and Algorand and Jasmy, Taraxa, HBAR, XRP, all pumping. Turbos looking good. So we're having a nice little recovery today. Nice green day. Nice green day. All right, so let's get into some of the Bitcoin news, shall we, guys? Actually, first, let's get into the Bitcoin chart. How's that sound? First, we'll get into the chart. Now, as you can see, guys, look at that. We wicked up perfectly right to resistance at 98,600 and then rejected off of it. The more we chip away at this sell wall here, guys, it's down to like 400 Bitcoin now, that sell wall. So we are wearing it down. We're getting closer and closer to chipping through. Hopefully sometime next week, I would target us breaking through. I would say on the weekend, but it's going to be kind of a boring weekend, I think. A lot of people are still spending the weekend with their family and stuff, the whole Thanksgiving thing in the States. So I think it could be a fairly boring weekend, but after going into next week, I think we will finally see us wear that sell wall down enough. Like I said, it's around 400 Bitcoin now, that sell wall. For perspective, it was originally up around like 1,500 Bitcoin. So it's been chipped away at significantly, right? The bulls are doing a fantastic job. A breakthrough is imminent. Probably next week is what I'll be watching for. So, and then listen, guys, after that, there is a whole crap load of shorts at $100,000. And when we break through there, that's going to be a short squeeze cascade that's going to shoot Bitcoin up well above. I'm going to say somewhere around $105,000, $108,000, probably something like that, maybe even a little bit higher on that cascade short squeeze. So pay attention to that, guys. The big moves are still coming, guys. So keep an eye out for that. A couple of housekeeping things here. Breaking news: Putin has signed a law recognizing Bitcoin and crypto as property. And it's funny because Hong Kong just did the same thing. China and Hong Kong just did the same thing about a week and a half ago. Right? Hong Kong public company Boya adds 515 Bitcoin worth $49 million by selling their Ethereum. So they switched over from Ethereum to Bitcoin, putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. The MicroStrategy strategy is taking effect, you guys. Look at this. If you had bought $100 worth of Bitcoin every single time legacy media called it dead, you would have 99,952,524 dollars. That's how much money you would have had you put $100 in every single time legacy media said that Bitcoin was dead. Every time, 415 times from 2011 to 2024 to right now, right? Absolutely crazy. You'd be rich. That's why you can't listen to legacy media. They don't know what they're talking about, right? They push narratives. All right, what else do we got? Liquidation alert. Like I said, guys, $3,380,000,000 worth of BTC shorts will get liquidated at $100,000. That's the cascade I'm talking about, you guys. It's going to shoot up very, very bigly. Like I said, maybe 105,000, 108,000, possibly a little bit higher. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well, guys. Big short liquidations are coming. I don't know why anyone would be shorting right now, but you do you, boo-boo, right? I can't tell you what to do. And finally, let's get into the story here. Could MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy inflate the next crypto bubble? MicroStrategy, under the leadership of Michael Saylor, is emerging as one of the largest players in the Bitcoin market and has created skepticism about the viability of its aggressive investment strategy and the likelihood of creating another Bitcoin bubble. This analysis looks into the strategy that MicroStrategy has used as well as its implications on its financial moves and the risks involved. In fact, MicroStrategy has purchased Bitcoin for over $30 billion since 2020, making it the largest corporation to hold that cryptocurrency. The investment strategy turned out nice for the company, yielding well over $14 billion in paper profits, which more than significantly reflects Saylor's assertion that Bitcoin is far superior asset class. He is very famous for saying there is no second best, and that sinks the meaning Saylor devotes himself to Bitcoin as a promise of MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy planned on issuing convertible debt and equity to raise money. It has approached institutional investors, allowing them to buy bonds at little to no interest, with the option to convert them into MicroStrategy shares if the stock price goes up. It has raised billions and, at the same time, added to its Bitcoin holdings. So far in 2024, the value of the company's stock has jumped by about 500%. It is because the price of Bitcoin has jumped up this year considerably. As MicroStrategy borrows more Bitcoin, this creates a feedback loop. Raising Bitcoin prices enhances MicroStrategy's stock valuation, which allows it to raise more capital to purchase more Bitcoin. This cycle has led analysts to label MicroStrategy as a Bitcoin treasury company, whose financial performance is directly tied to the volatility of the cryptocurrency. And at times, MicroStrategy has purchased more than all the Bitcoin ETFs put together. This brings up serious questions about manipulation and speculation surrounding MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. Critics of MicroStrategy, current strategy, have drawn comparisons with historic speculative bubbles, referencing the famous GBTC premium trade that had caused many investors enormous losses when conditions changed. They worry that MicroStrategy is currently using its position in such a way that might lead to huge losses if Bitcoin price declines sharply. And here's the thing, guys. Bitcoin's price will decline sharply in 2026 when we're heading into a bear market. That is going to be the true test of Michael Saylor's plan, right? Because he came very close to having his debts called in the bottom of the last bear market. So we'll see what happens this time around. At present, MicroStrategy is estimated to hold figures close to 387,000 Bitcoin worth $37 billion, whereas the market valuation of the company stands at more than $100 billion. There lies the catch. Though in such a case, a decline in the price of Bitcoins can wipe off billions from the value of stocks in MicroStrategy. If investors start doubting the ability of the company to turn into highly ambitious growth targets that aim to raise $42 billion in the next 3 years, this could trigger a sell-off in both Bitcoin and MicroStrategy shares. Some stories contain warnings from the old market bubbles in the past, such as the leverage of insanity punishment. Saylor, however, states that he would never sell his Bitcoin, but if those gains erode due to high debt obligations or external pressures, he might have to change course. This comes close to what companies like FTX and Terra faced during the respective collapses, when overconfidence in the business model could turn into worse consequences. Saylor's undaunted conviction in Bitcoin may provide a sense of assurance to some investors. Yet history has shown that markets do not continuously rise. The possible impact of a huge correction is felt widely over MicroStrategy's aggressive stance. Experts who worry about the implications of taking on so much debt in their volatile environment have expressed this. MicroStrategy's rather bold approach to acquiring Bitcoin is unique in both the worlds of cryptocurrency and corporate finance. While it gets the company massive short-term gains and lucrative interests from investors, it's highly questionable in sustainability and risk management. In the past, it has been seen that overdependence on leverage invites heavy price repercussions whenever the market dynamic changes. Investors have to consider weighing the potential reward against all these risks as they take positions in MicroStrategy and Bitcoin during the increasingly speculative environment. So, we're really going to see some interesting things play out, guys, as we start to enter into the next bear market. How tight will MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor's situation become? How will they handle it? And I'm, for one, am hoping that he is developing some sort of a plan for that scenario, because if he is thinking that Bitcoin's price is going to not fall in a bear market because everyone see that's where you run into a problem, guys, right? That's where you run into a problem, is that people like Michael Saylor, Bitcoin maxis, they legitimately believe that that Bitcoin might not fall into another bear market. Yes, it will. It might not fall as far down. It might only fall 60 to 70% as opposed to 80 to 90%, but it's still going down. People are still going to sell. People are still going to take their profits. If there's one thing you can always remember and rely on to remain true, is that human beings will always behave like human beings. They will always take their profits, regardless of their the size of their wallets. So I think if he's calculating that Bitcoin's not going to crash into another bear market, I think that he's going to be in for a rude awakening. I hope that's not the case. I hope that he's planning for about a 60 to 70% correction in the price. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.